All right, ladies and gentlemen, it is another one, the Madness Basketball Podcast. Myself, DK, Doc is on the way. I believe Jamal might be on the way as well. But special guest tonight, FAMU men's basketball coach, Coach Crarey II. Please, please, please allow us this time to give you your flowers. When I met you, I'm old school. So when you say analytics to me, I'm like, okay, he one of them 3-and-D guys. All right. And the season start, I'm like, ooh, he's taking some losses, but it's okay. He just got off the bus. That was my whole thing. He just got off the bus. Let him get his guy. I can no longer say let him get his guys because when y'all play Florida, you playing defense. I'm looking at the game. I'm looking at spots. So I'm like, they holding them to 16% from three. The team that's now number 3 in the nation.
Mm-hmm.
I maybe can't say he don't got his guy. Maybe I can't say that. And I'm looking at these guys. They're versatile, they're rangy, and they're tough. Room on the podcast. I'll call you back. It happens all the time. We got to give you your flowers, coach. Right. For those who didn't know, for those who didn't believe, you can watch your trajectory. And you're a lifer. That's the thing about it. You're a lifer. Lifers, I guess, start out small, but they win everywhere they go. You've won everywhere. And I just now saw Shaka Smart, who one of my idols, what he said about you when you got hired. What is special about this group of young men that has allowed them to go on this run that they've been on?
Just the embracing the growth process. Like, I think they've been trying to grow no matter what daily. We're on them. You know, the beginning is always tough. You know, changing the culture at the beginning, it's ugly for everybody involved. It's not pretty. I think it's the hardest thing to do in sports, to change the culture. I think it's hard to win the championship. And our guys just embraced, you know, the growth process, and the faster we've done it now in the last few weeks, our process has grown. And then you learn a lot during the high major. During the high major games, it's tough to play them, but you learn a lot about your team. You know, a lot about your coaching style. You know what's going to work. You know, and when you're getting ready for SWAC play. So I just really proud of our guys on what they've done from the growth process of getting better, starting with accountability and communication. That was the two things we really struggled with early on in the preseason. You know, and it wasn't just the players, you know, I would say staff. Like, you know, we struggle with how do we communicate with them? How do we get the best out of them? How do we hold them accountable and get them to grow? And I think as a collective unit, we've all gotten better over the last few months.
Troy, he kind of like slid into that because I was going to ask him about the culture of the team and everything and how do you maintain it, but he kind of answered that all in one. That was beautiful.
Doc.
How you doing, Coach? Doc Holliday, HBC Overdrive. I was wondering, during this 2-game stretch in Texas, what was your thoughts as far as going into the Texas Southern game and then going into the Prairie View game on this past Monday?
Well, we had dropped the game, and we knew why we dropped the game. Alabama State outplayed us, out-toughed us, out-coached us. They were more ready than we were, so we were a little more alert than we were, I would say, the previous week. It was, you know, for our team also learning how to win. You got to learn how to win, like how to learn how to handle success. And I don't think we did the best job of that, you know, on my end as well, just helping the guys. And so we knew going to Texas Southern, I mean, you're playing against the best program in the SWAC. I mean, it's nothing to talk about. You know, 15 years, 10 championships. You walk in the gym, you look up, you ain't really got to say nothing. I mean, you're going against Johnny Jones. I mean, like, you know, I look at, you know, I'm not scared of nobody, but I look at Johnny Jones like, damn, it's Johnny Jones. and he's a fabulous guy. And outside of Dante, he's the only coach in our league that reached out to me when I went through a lot of stuff this summer. Just shows what type of man he is, what type of leader he is. And so I always get amped up for the big games. I know our guys do too. They play up. And so, being able to play in Houston, also playing in a major market, it's fun. And I'm from DC, worked in Miami. Nothing against these smaller college towns we go to, but it's nice to be in Houston. It's nice to be on an airplane, not a 7-hour bus ride. So, our guys embraced it, and we knew we had to play our best basketball, to beat them. We had to play our best game of the year. And I thought our habits just continued with Prairie View. It was a tough team, really good guard play, number one scorer in the SWAC, well coached. And, I think what hurt us the previous week really helped us this week in our preparation, our attention to detail going into that first and second game.
And going into the game against Texas Southern, which is it was an up and down game. With the last minute and a half going into the game, towards the end of the game, what did you tell your guys as far as keeping composure and everything like that?
Yeah, well, when we lost to Alabama State, we somehow miraculously got back in the game. Like Shakir made a 4-point play. They missed a free throw. We had the ball with 10 seconds left. I decided to let our guys play. We ended up not getting a shot. It hurts when you think about it, but it's decisions that we live with. And so we were preparing for in the game situation all week. So we knew how serious it was, and we knew it was going to come. Winning this thing is going to come down to those plays. And so our guys were very calm. Even when they made the three, Johnny threw up a great play. We were calm and we were good and ready to go. And then really having that next play mentality. We're not really harping on things that happened before and just trying to really get ourselves programmed for what's next.
Okay. You want to go, Troy?
Yeah, because I'm about to ask specifically about players. I'm old school, and I always like that one guy, that garbage guy that you ain't got to do nothing special for. He just going to get out there and get it. Who is your garbage guy on your team?
I ain't gonna call him garbage. I'm gonna call him glue. But it's Jordan Chapman. It's not even a question of it. It's Jordan Chapman. Since he got back, we're 7-1 in the SWAC since he got back. And Jordan, he's a 40% 3-point guy. Hasn't even really shot it that well in conference compared to where he is. Always he's guarding the best player. If you look at the job that he has done on other teams' best players, at 6'4.5", every bit of 205, 210 pounds, a real 3-and-D guy, who doesn't turn the ball over, who can make shots and who's selfless. It's him. And sometimes, that can get lost in the shuffle from the outside, but we make sure we highlight him on a daily basis of his importance and what he is to our team. And so when getting him back was major, and it's really changed the complexity of the culture of the program.
See, that's I kind of felt like, like I was telling you earlier, I can't say you don't have your guys because the guys are playing. The guys that you got are playing. So I can no longer say he ain't got his guys.
These are my guys. Remember, a lot of people didn't like the fact that I wanted my guys. Okay? That's not now it's he got I don't forget nothing. So I'm got all the receipts.
Sure.
So he was one of the guys that we wanted to stay bad. He was the first call, Jordan Chapman. On tape, he was tough. I thought he shot the ball well. 8 rebounds last year against Grambling, and it was the toughest team in the SWAC last year. So I'm like, I got to keep this kid. Like, he's got to stay. And he's been every bit and more a coach's son. And you love having coaches' sons because they get it, they understand. We have a great relationship, and I'm just so happy that he decided to stay.
So well, go ahead, DK. Go ahead.
But no, you're good. You're good. I'd say no.
Okay. All right. there was a lot of fan or a lot of hoopla around your hire, and a lot of the fans didn't know what to expect. Absolutely didn't know what to expect. The only thing they heard was D2. That's the only thing they heard. And when they heard that, they made assumptions. But basketball is basketball. If you can coach basketball, you can coach basketball. And I think even a person like myself are believers. And again, I had urged any and everybody who would listen, just talk to the man. And I'm wondering, have alums and fans, since you guys have been on the road and we've seen a lot of the social media with the fans and alums coming out to games, have you had a chance to talk to a lot of fans and alums and try and convert them to believers?
Yeah, I mean, we did our collective, did a tour for me at the beginning of the year. So went to California, Dallas, DC. I also went to the alumni convention just to meet people, so they know who I am, just to talk to people, develop relationships, show them how serious we were about the program, to listen and to learn about the Florida A&M culture. And so I think that helped us out a lot. No matter where we go, we take the time out to spend time with our alumni who support us and take care of us. And so, they definitely have. I mean, we get a lot of love on the road. I will tell you that. Like, Texas loves us. I mean, they treat us so good in Texas and Dallas. And then, DC's home for me, so it was really good to go there. But yeah, we have in Jackson. They treated us great when we went to Jackson, and they're gonna treat you better when you're winning. So, yeah, I mean, we've had a really good feedback and good communication. I think a lot of people were on the, you got to show me. I was never worried about that. I was more of like, don't switch up. Like, if you don't like me now, like,
don't like me when I'm doing good.
And remember, John Moran said, "Don't stay on that side. Like, I'm good. We're good over here." and that's how our guys are, man. Our guys feel the same way. Like, we're motivated, to compete every single day. We know our beginnings are very humble, and we know we're just starting to really turn it up to where we need. I feel like we're just getting there. Like, we're like, even though it's 7 out of 8, there was some wins there. We kind of gutted out. But I thought we played, pretty much a complete game yesterday, outside about 3 or 4 minutes. And then we were good against Texas Southern when we didn't get a favorable whistle game, for lack of better words.
I got one. Going into the season right now, you're 10-12 overall, 7-4 in the SWAC. You have more wins this season than the previous coach had in the last 2. In that sense, SWAC play and overall play. I remember I talked to you during media day, SWAC media day on the Zoom, and you're an analytics guy. And when people talk about analytics, they're like, it's all the numbers and everything coming in. What are some things that you try to get the fans to understand about what your analytics for you, about analytics, what it means for you?
Only thing fans need to know is the analytics of winning and losing. Like, I don't feel like we need to explain ourselves, to them about, or to anybody about our style of play, besides recruits that we're trying to get to come in, and what we're trying to accomplish. I mean, if you are a real basketball person and you watch the NBA, you watch Europe, you watch Summer League, you watch Division I college basketball.
Watch everything.
I mean, if you watch basketball, like, you understand. If you're a casual just fan, and you know how it is. I'm 41, so I grew up in the 90s. It's not the 90s. It's not the 90s.
No back to the basket, no drop step, none of that stuff.
Not the 90s. Like, we got 6'9" wing coming down, Caleb Washington doing 4 or 5 ball screens, and people are looking like, how do we defend this? and he's not down there banging, posting up. Like, he's down there with the ball in his hand, shooting fadeaways, pull-ups, and throwing dimes, pocket passes, and lobs. So, for us, I spent time, when I worked for the Summer League in 2023, it really opened my eyes. I was always big into shooting, just because it opens up the floor for everything else. And so, just dealing with Summer League and learning more just really changed my viewpoint on some things on both sides of the basketball. And I think it's just helped our guys, and it's a new look to this league. But it's here to stay.
And you just talked about 90s basketball. There are some basketball teams that pretty much was their running gun up and down the court. One of my favorite teams in the NBA was the Denver Nuggets back in the late 80s, early 90s. Alice English, those guys right there. They shoot the lead off the ball. Your style kind of reminds me of that, and then also when it comes to your defense, it reminds me more of a old school Tarkanian amoeba style defense. How did you get your guys to try to buy into that?
Well, I mean, I just we recruited your skill set, to work together. So all of you were. I didn't take anybody. It's like we just took this guy. This guy's good. Like, can he shoot? Can he pass? Can he dribble? Can he play defense? Can he switch? Okay, he can't do this, but he can do this. Okay, well, this guy can play with this guy, and this guy. So we told them, we built it for you. And it was a plan that was put in place. We're not just taking the best player. There's certain measurables that we look for in length. There's certain shooting percentages that we look for that we know fits us. It's just what works for us. And so, just the constant growth of getting them to buy in and telling them that, this is for them. And then also, when we develop our guys, I don't develop our guys, and some people are not going to like this, but y'all know me by now. I don't really care. You got to develop your guys for what's next after this. You might be a sophomore. You might come in here and get 15. What's next after this might be, a CAA level. It might be a, conference. You might go to a higher level. And so as we're trying to help those guys, go pro, we're trying to help those guys understand, everything that we're doing is what they're doing on the higher level. I'm not doing something I've been doing for 40 years. I've been a head coach for 15 years. I'm not doing anything that I did when I started my first year on the offensive side of the ball. So just having them understand that growth, and then they go watch NBA games. Oh, that's da-da-da-da. That's da-da-da-da. We run that. That's da-da-da-da. So it gets more of a buy-in because they understand I'm not just trying to do it for me or Florida A&M, but it's really also for them and their growth and development.
Okay.
All right.
Yes.
Coach, you brought up putting kids in place or developing the kids for the next level. On the Texas Southern Texas Southern game, the announcer said that there were pro scouts in the arena to look at number 10. I was unaware of that until that moment. So that tells me, and I could be wrong, correct me if I'm wrong, that tells me that number 10 from your development has shown the skills to possibly go to the next level. Am I wrong in thinking that?
Well, I'll just say this. We've had 4 pro scouts come so far, watch our guys. So, in different places already this year. And they all have been NBA level or at least the G League. And a lot of that is also for feedback. Maybe they're not on this level. Maybe they are this. Maybe they are second division in Germany, But, we have a younger staff. I'm 41, but everybody else has got 2 guys who are 38 and a guy who's 33. So we just been able to use our connections to try to help our guys. Like I said before, because really, if you really think about it, like you go look at it now with they had that new change in rule with getting a guy back. Like we could have our whole team back. Now that's not realistic because we're living in the transfer portal era. Like this is not realistic anymore, especially when you're not dealing with an NIL situation that is, going to be that high. So, but we definitely make sure that our guys are seen. And it's just part of the recruitment process with them. We told them we would do that. So we're, what else we do, we tell you to do what we said we were going to do in the recruiting process.
DK?
So, we've had a deep discussion on the things that you kind of doing at the program and everything, but I just got a little bit of a general question for you. I'm sure like in some capacity, each one of us and everybody out there is coached in some way, but what brought you to want to coach?
I've always been a student of the game. I love the game, and my high school teammates joked that I was going to be the first, like I was going to be the first coach recruit there was. Like they were just making, Tony Skinny, the head coach of George Mason. We played in high school together. And so we, very very tight group of guys that we kind of stick together with. And then also I was good, so like. Sometimes you're just born for something, You
just fell into it type of thing.
You do it and you like, damn.
I love it.
I'm good. You know what I'm saying? Like you can love it and not be good. A lot of dudes love stuff they're not good at. And it just flowed. My dad's a doctor, so I wanted to be a doctor. Okay. But that wasn't going to work because I didn't want to go to class for physics. Right. So I didn't want to do chemistry. But just that process of it, being good at it and then loving it. And I worked for free. I started as a 9-year-old AAU coach during 9-year-olds who were shooting on their own basket. I coached for free for 8 years before I got any money. And it wasn't a job. And I didn't even think at that time that I would do it I thought I'd be like a high school coach, maybe getting like $1,000 stipend, and I'd be good with that. I have a regular job and I'd be good with that. Right. But God had other plans.
That's what's up.
I got a couple questions for you, Coach. Got a big game coming in this weekend against Jackson State coming into town. Yes, I am a Jackson State alum. So what do you want to tell the crowd? What do you want to tell the people in Tallahassee about this game right here? And just tell them to come out.
I've been telling them to come out since I got here. They just got to do it. At first it was we're waiting and seeing, and are they going to win? And you don't need to worry nothing about that. You need to come to the game. Like you're a fan, be a fan. Like come to the game and cheer, clap, say something, scream on the free throw line, make noise. Or we do something good, stand up. They need to show up. We went to Jackson. It was I loved playing at Jackson. Tough fans. It was fun. It was fun with the fans there. They were into the game. They're very good. Mo. I told Mo when we played the first time before the game, I thought he run the best, actions of plays of anybody in the league. I thought he has a comprehensive, playbook where he goes to a lot of different actions, and they're very hard to guard. And he's very talented, and he does I could feel Mo's NBA. Like his NBA pedigree when we played, you can like some coaches you can feel them. Mm-hmm. If you're a coach and you coaching against some dudes that are really good, you can feel their impact on the game. And Mo's really good. He's really good, and he's really smart. He's really good, and so going against him gets me going because I'm like, shit, I'm good too. So it gets you going. So I'm excited about the game. Tons of respect for Mo, tons of respect for Jackson State and the university. Their AD has done a fabulous job. One of the premier programs in the SWAC.
And my last question is, okay, we talk about different parts of the United States when it comes to basketball. You from the DMV. I am from Texas, where we play a whole different style of basketball out here, California, Florida, Midwest. Tell folks why you think the DMV, especially you from PG County, if I'm not mistaken, right?
Yeah.
PG County. Tell folks why you think the DMV basketball is the best basketball in the United States.
I'm going to answer this in two ways. First thing is I love Texas. I love Texas. I love Texas players. I love the Texas junior college scene. I love the Texas AAU scene. They have a lot of players in Texas. When I was at St. Thomas, two of our better players, one was from Houston and one was from Dallas. There are some play. It's a big state, but they've evolved more than anybody has in the last 10 years in terms of getting better players. Texas is a sports. It's a basketball state too, and ain't just a football state anymore. And their players play with IQ. Texas is fabulous. I will tell you this about the DMV though. You just deal with a level of basketball acumen that you might not receive at other places. Like the amount of coaches there that are just brilliant. Steve Turner. Mike Jones is now the head coach of Old Dominion, but he was an assistant. He was the head coach of DeMatha for forever. Okay. You're looking at Malcolm Battle. I mean, there's so many guys there. My former player, Desmond Wade, he's coaching at a high school, has the #1 player in the country in the class of 2027, Baba. So, there's so many players and the coaching is so good. You can't smoke at home. So I think some other states you might be able to, we can go to this part of the state. You can't duck the smoke at home. Like if you're good, you got to play against somebody, and you got to play against somebody every single day.
Right.
And so I think that kind of separates us a little bit. And it's really just, and also let's not forget from an economical standpoint, the DMV is the most affluent Black community in the country.
Right.
And basketball has become a pay-for-play kind of type of sport with trainers, AAU, gym accessibility.
Yeah.
It's changed the game. And so you coming from a city, in that area, the DMV, where you have so many, African Americans that are making, $100,000, $200,000, $300,000 that want to see their kid do well. They have the resources to help them get there as well. So that's part of it that nobody really talks about, but we're really able to see being from home.
Okay. I got it.
Coach,
I haven't been to the DMV yet.
So,
I got to get up there.
Gotta get up there.
All right, Coach. I got one question, and then I'm gonna have a brief comment. You talked about NIL transfer portal. FAMU has the NIL collective, and just like all the other HBCU collectives, they are building and growing. How impactful do you think that will be going into the future to help bring in recruits?
Well, there's a lot of stuff going on, right? First, it's going to be very impactful. That's the first thing. There's a lot of things going on now with the NCAA about schools possibly being able to pay themselves. But the collectives are going to be a big part of it moving forward. It just depends on the partnerships, that continue to, bridge the gap. That would work for us. I would like to see more of these HBCU brands that sell all these HBCU things develop NIL partnerships. I don't think it's a hard thing to do. If you run such and such college luxury something, why wouldn't you get the best player at Florida A&M and give him all your Florida A&M gear and make him post it? It's not very hard. So I think for us, just, using some of the resources that we already have for the culture, bringing that together. But it's going to be impactful because you want to be able to give guys something. These guys, these guys, it's tough. Think about it like this, we practice. So we started practice on Tuesdays, our off day. So this week we had practice Wednesday, Thursday, plane, Friday, practice off the plane, Saturday, game, Sunday, practice, Monday, shoot around, Monday, game, Tuesday, today, fly back to Tallahassee. We got back an hour and a half ago. And today's supposed to be the off day. They got to practice tomorrow. They don't deserve 10,000, 5,000. It's tough. It's tough on their bodies. We're expecting them to win. They know I'm not playing no games.
Damn right.
We're not playing no games over here. We're trying to win. So it's definitely impactful and will be impactful moving forward as we try to push the narrative and get the best players that we can get.
And it was good.
Well,
My bad. No, I was just saying it's good to have
I'm just
FAMU.
trying to get coaching. Oh, I'm gonna say this, right? I know what's happening tomorrow. I know what's happening tomorrow. Board of trustees. Pay this man. This man has proven he's a winner. This man has done everything asked of him and then some. This ain't about whatever you felt about the last person. This man has come in and changed the culture of the university. Again, I haven't been this excited in a very long time. In a very, very long time.
Cut the check.
And again, y'all know me. Y'all know how I feel.
Oh, wow.
So
cut the check.
we literally being good because like it's all them deep people in the chat right now, and I'm trying to be the good peacekeeping Samaritan. But
they feel
I'm gonna be in town. I'm gonna be in town. So fans, come out, support. The kids need you. The coach needs you. It's a new day. Coach, thank you for coming on the Madness Basketball Podcast. I will be in town. I'm going to try and reach out to the new SID or that department so we can get after game interview, but I will be in town this weekend. Thank you, Coach.
I appreciate y'all. Thank y'all for having me on. Thank you for being a day one too. So I really appreciate that. I know who was, trust me, I got all the receipts. So I know who was on that side early. And I definitely appreciate you.
That man said he watching. It cut the check.
Appreciate you, Coach.
Appreciate y'all.
I would
All right, Coach.
No problem. Hey, man, again, thanks, Coach Crarey, for coming on to the podcast.
Absolutely.
Enjoyed the interview. My coach got fired. I'm sorry. I'm a little excited.
Hey, man, cut the time. Hey, talk to y'all boy, y'all BOT, and tell them to cut the damn check.
That's real interesting. You know who we got on the Gathering the Old Men podcast? See, I talk about St. Pete a lot, right? Because St. Pete is my hometown. And we got Devron Gibbons. He's a boot skiing, but he's also a FAMU Law School alum who's on the board of trustees. We're going to have him here Thursday. We're going to have some conversations about athletics. We definitely going to talk about that meeting that's happening tomorrow. What you gonna say? What you gonna say?
All my folks, make sure y'all tune in. There will be a collaboration again on Thursday night.
So that is on the agenda. But we're gonna take a brief little moment, decompress, because that was a good interview. Enjoy having Coach on. Definitely enjoy having Coach on. But we're gonna take a quick little break, and we'll be right back. This phone call is a risk. This is what you call.
And he doing it, and you doing it live.
Hey, quick question: what shoe size is Ash? Because Marlo is going to get him some snakeskin Rattler Air Force Ones.
Yes, sir.
He getting them.
He what size is he?
I don't know. You don't know about his shoes last. Shit, am I supposed to know that?
Oh, dear Father God. Remember when I said this is...
First of all, you interrupted me eating my fucking french fries. And that's rude and disrespectful. Let's get that out of the way. Number two,
What happened?
I want to say a 5 feet.
What happened?
I think it was 5 was the last time I bought that shoe.
DP dying said something good just happened. What happened?
Well, you listening?
I am listening to you, Melissa, and so is podcast.
Sweet baby Jesus, what just happened? This has got to be podcast gold.
You don't interrupt the woman when she's eating French fries. Lesson learned today.
Disrespectful. Nah, that clip is hilarious.
Hey, yo, that's the funniest commercial right there. No, how you gonna get cloud? How you gonna get cloud like that?
Man, I thought I had came up with some podcast geniusacy. And yeah, I just made up a word. I'm like, oh, this is gonna go off well. It went left just as soon as the phone call connected. Immediately.
What the fuck you interrupted me eating my fries? And you know Timona just loving that too.
Listen. You know who you have kids with, right? But it has been a while since we have engaged. What we gonna play it one more time? One more time. One more time. Oh my God! This phone call is a risk. This is what you call.
And he doing it. And you doing it live.
Hey, quick question. What shoe size is Ash? Because Marlo is going to get him some snakeskin Rattler Air Force Ones.
Yes, sir.
He getting them.
He what size is he?
I don't know. You know what about his shoes last? Shit, am I supposed to know that?
Oh, dear Father God. Remember when I said this is...
First of all, you interrupted me eating my fucking French fries, and that's rude and disrespectful. Let's get that out of the way. Number two,
Whatever.
I want to say a 5 feet.
What happened?
I think it was 5 was the last time I bought a shoe.
DP dying said something good just happened. What happened?
Well, you listening?
I am listening to you, Melissa, and so is podcast.
Sweet baby Jesus, what just happened? This has got to be podcast gold.
You don't interrupt the woman when she's eating French fries. Lesson learned today.
Again, for everybody that don't know, that was Ash's mom. She also told me today she want her 22 cents from that clip. So she want her residuals. So I guess I gotta get her 22 cents. But yeah, I couldn't remember. Marlo was gonna buy Ash some shoes, and I couldn't remember what the size was. So I called his mama.
What? Come on, you been a parent long enough like me, man. Come on, you supposed to know all your kids' sizes.
In that moment, I couldn't remember. So I picked up the phone and I called, and immediately went left. All right, so
my ex-wife for some shit like that. She'd probably look at me, look at the phone like, you used to work in a shoe store. Size of feet up.
Listen, man. Listen. I had a moment. I thought it was going to go well. It did not. It absolutely did not. But we've heard from the Dallas Mavericks owner.
Let's get into it.
You know what? This is a good time for the disrespect segment.
The disrespect segment.
It's not time to get disrespectful.
The Dallas Mavericks owner said, look, if you want to be the best, and I'm paraphrasing, you need to be in shape. You need to work like we want the culture to be. And he got tired of talking to Luka. He absolutely got tired of talking to Luka. But if I call him a tubby, I'm the bad guy.
No, you ain't.
But my thing is, he can be tubby all he want.
And he's still gonna drop 30 and he's still gonna drop 30 and 10 on your ass.
Like, it's okay for you to call Zion tubby because he not playing or he doing whatever he doing. But if he getting you to the finals, then let him be tubby.
But wait, it was the increase.
But here's the thing, though. Can we differentiate between Luka situation and Zion situation? Because Zion came in at damn near 300 pounds in the league, and he was high flying like that. But the thing about Zion is the fact that he went to the wrong city.
Yeah.
That's the problem. That is the problem with Zion. He went to the wrong city. Now, of course, you came to Texas. Houston, Dallas, San Antonio. Your ass gonna eat barbecue Mexican food all day, every day.
Yeah,
but at the same time,
New Orleans ain't that either.
you don't have that kind of structure down there. With the Mavericks, you had the structure. Houston, you got structure because Tillman Fertitta ain't playing. He not playing.
Nope.
You're not playing no games down there. And then, of course, if you go to San Antonio, you got Greg Popovich, dude, who probably will pop a bitch if you let him. Or he could have went to a situation like if he would have went to Miami, he would have been in trouble. He
can't stay away from porn stars.
No, but he would have been in trouble with that. But he would have been in trouble with that weight.
Yeah,
I feel like listen. I feel like Pat Riley would have been on him, but the variety of cuisine in Miami, there was enough for him to get healthy options and it still be soul food, ethnic, Spanish. It's enough there so he would not be. Everything wouldn't have gravy. Everything wouldn't be sugar. Like he could have ate conch salad till the cows came home and wouldn't have gained no weight. So Miami would have been fine, but New Orleans was just trouble from the start.
He down the street from Bourbon. You go to the French Quarter. You go to Cafe Du Monde and get your beignets. It's just the fact that he had no structure down there in New Orleans. That was like if he would have came to Dallas, he would have had some structure. We tried to give Luka some structure. Luka is still young. Luka's gonna do what Luka wants to do, but
they sit on the La La Land. Oh, it's finna get ugly. Luka finna be 289.
That man about to go down to Roscoe Chicken and Waffles and shit. He about to get him some. This is what my ex used to get. She get this shit all the time. Zucchini fries. Like,
man.
Well, I'm just saying, like, you
listen. You know what?
Is it time for Zion to move away from New Orleans?
Yeah.
What would be the most valuable destination for him to go to?
Now that is actually a very good question.
I don't want to say it loud.
I will.
I don't want to say this out loud. The best value would be New York.
Okay. We talk about the Knicks or the Nets. You're a homer. You're a Knicks fan.
Listen, I don't want him on the Knicks. I didn't want to say that when I said it. I don't want him on the Knicks. He is, until he shows me the ability to grow up and get in shape, I don't want him on the Knicks. But if I'm being honest, it's the Knicks. It's I don't know how he fit. I don't know how he fits. I just know value-wise.
That sounds silly.
I don't want him. I am being a journalist and telling you journalistically how I feel. I don't normally like doing that. Oh wow, we gonna get to some basketball, some HBCU basketball here in a hot second because we need to. Are we gonna talk about Southern?
How many points? Hey, DK, how many did Luka drop last night?
He only had about like 13,
14 or something. Yeah.
Okay, he only played 22 minutes. He didn't play the entire
because he's coming off of what? A back what?
It was a calf injury, but they were blowing him out by like 30. So of course they're not gonna keep playing. Why? The game over. They're out there having fun since the game started. It was crazy. It was
so last night my Mavericks played Sacramento. I think this is the first game since De'Aaron Fox left to go to San Antonio, right?
Nah, it's been a couple games.
It's been a couple games. All right. Now we lost the game by one. We lost by one.
That was heartbreaking.
But it was heartbreaking. But first of all, to have Dante Exum to be the primary ball carrier, not ball carrier, but the ball handler, when you want to go a big guy at the point, you could put him at the point, Crarey at the 2, and let him come off screens and everything, and let him cook. So that way he don't have to worry about being the, you know what I'm saying, the facilitator for the team, because now that's what he is since Luka's gone. 2, who the hell is Max Christie? And where have they been stashing him at, bro?
He was with LA. He's
I'm
a
just
hooper.
I'm just saying.
He is
the dude, since he came to the Mavericks, done dropped 20
every game.
Every game since he been with the Mavericks.
Off the bench.
Off the bench.
Off the bench. I'm gonna say off the bench.
Off the bench.
I think he started the other day, but
I'm just saying, who is this dude right here? I think here's the thing. Even with this trade, okay, AD out probably maybe 10 games. Let's just put it just like that. A Dutch strain. He's out. Let's say he's out 10 games, right? All right. So he gonna be an all-star. He not gonna participate. Crarey got his spot. All right. Which Crarey should have been picked in the first place. That's another argument I want to go right there. I want to be disrespectful right there too. But the team that we got is still a good team, because people be thinking like Clay can't cook. People be forget that we still got Klay Thompson on the team. Like he can't go out there and bust your ass for like 20.
Yeah, he did that the other day. The first day when Anthony Davis was there, actually.
At the same time, at the same time, I mean, until he come back, it's February, right? It's still February.
Yeah.
So he come back, he'll be back by March. Let's just put it like that. Towards the end of March. I mean, not towards the end of March, but towards right before the end of February, beginning of March. I'm expecting back soon. He better play shit. Man better earn his goddamn money. Anyway.
I think they say it's gonna be about a month.
No, so Zach, hold on. I'm gonna address Zach's comment real quick. Zach.
Oh, here go Blue.
AD is the one player that throws away my whole comment about you got to be in shape, because AD come in shape every season,
every year,
and every year it's 30 games on the bench for every manner of injury, and I don't know what it is. I can't. Maybe he's just too big for his body size. I don't know. But
you gotta realize, remember, he
had a growth spurt. Yep.
He had a growth spurt when he was in high school. he was playing at 200 and maybe 210 when he was at Kentucky, and he was playing out of he was playing out of his position. Then he gets to the league. He gets to like 225, 230 when he gets to New Orleans, but that's where all your issues come in because he's trying to put the weight on, put the muscle on. It is catching up to him. Like his body did not catch up to him when he was in high school, and it was crazy because it's like, it's the same thing with Embiid because that's why you got, if you think about it, he has so many lower extremity, injuries like your lower back, lower, you know what I'm saying, lower hip, your hips, your calf muscles and stuff like that because he grew too. It's like he grew too fast. It's like if you was a parent, you a parent, be like, "Damn, boy, you need to stop growing up on me." You know what I'm saying? Stop growing up so fast, and then you just can't really help it right there. But I mean, I could deal with AD coming in and scoring 25, give me 25, give me 12.
Right, that's exactly what he did. 25.
And that was,
He damn near had a triple-double.
in fact, he had 31 in the game before he went out.
He had 31, 12, and had like 7 assists or 6, 7 assists. He was wilding. He was
balling. He was balling. And injuries always going to play a part in the game, regardless of what you want to do if you try to stay healthy and stuff like that. But just to have, get him at the 4, you put Gafford at the 5, and they can be mad all they want to. They still go into the game and watch the game. and the owner, and let's put it just like this. The owner already said that he is not moving the team to Vegas. He said that the deal is for them to get a casino in the state of Texas in the next maybe 5 to 6 years. It has got to come down to a vote from down in Austin. So that's the reason why in fact, him and his wife, they sold their shares in Vegas for certain spots what they had owned to come up with the money to buy the team for Mark Cuban. So Mark Cuban deal was he's a minority. He doesn't have too much of a say. He doesn't really have a say about the team anyway. He's a owner. He's like a governor emeritus, if you really think about it. His deal is that he's going to get if they come in and get a casino in the state of Texas, especially in Dallas, he would get a cut of some of the profit. Mark Cuban is not a stupid man. He knew he planned all this out for a while. Let's go.
All right. So while I was attempting to watch the FAMU game last night, which the stream, and I had just gave PV like their play-by-play, the graphics, everything up until the point that the stream stopped was amazing. Yeah. Absolutely amazing. So I was cool like with the game, and then it stopped, which is why I couldn't talk a whole bunch about what happened, because the stream never came up and I got notifications the game was over. So the only thing I could do was watch the box score. But while that was going on, it was a game slobber knocker game that was happening between Southern and Alabama State that went down to the wire.
In
Montgomery. In Montgomery. See, I ain't been around the SWAC long. Blame PV versus everybody. Leave Lionel alone. I was trying to look at the box score, and I'm gonna tell you some numbers I didn't think. Southern shot 22% from 3-point land. They only had 8 turnovers.
Yeah, they don't turn the ball over a lot.
They had 50 rebounds. 50 to 37.
Half of it was off offensive glass.
And that yeah, they had 22 offensive rebounds. But they shot 37% from the field. And Bama State shot 44.6%. That was the game. That's the game right there.
How many did Bama? What was the percentage from Bama State shooting from the 3?
38.5%.
How many did they shoot?
26. They made 10.
So that's 30 points right there. That's 30 of the. They scored 82 last night, right?
Yep, 82.
So and that's 30 of the 82 they scored last night. So 52 points came from either in the paint or mid-range or from the free throw line.
Right.
How much from the free throw line for Bama State?
They only shot Bama State only shot 70% from the free throw line. They shot 14 to 20.
14 to 20, but still that's 14 points right there. So 14 plus the 30, that's 44. So 38 points came from them scoring in the paint.
They went 20. Southern went 25 for 22 from 3. It's a bunch of dudes that was jacking up threes.
Matter of fact, only 2 dudes made a 3 that game for them.
Yep.
One dude went 4 for 9. The other dude 1 for 8. Everybody else nothing.
5 or what?
22.
Yeah. that says that they were down in the game.
And I'm just gonna say this: this SWAC tournament is gonna be kind of wild. It's gonna be kind of wild. And I would, and again, I want to thank the ladies for coming in and ogling my head coach. Please understand, I want that same energy when I do the same at your head coach, your ladies' head coach. And
we'll turn out to Coach Margaret.
I'm just saying. But I don't like the SWAC standards right now. Hey, ESPN, on God. The fact that your app is broken is ridiculous. It makes no sense. Like, I'm trying to check scores. Why I got to do all of this just to check a score? I got to highlight the conference that I want to see and then click on another conference. The software engineer in me is getting real upset with y'all.
That's what I said earlier. I'm not even going to lie to you. It's like, I don't care about the top 25, man. Give me all the games and then I'll go from there.
Man, this SWAC, on the men's side for the SWAC, looking very interesting since Southern lost last night. Jackson State and Bethune-Cookman took victories. And FAMU took a victory in fact, Bethune and FAMU was on the road in Texas.
Yep.
Nah,
We one game behind that school in Daytona. Tied with Texas Southern. This tournament ain't gonna be what people think it's gonna be.
No,
This is
it's
going
gonna be a
all
fight.
12 rounds.
Right, it's gonna be a dog fight.
Rounds. Because just oof.
and just think about this. Jackson State, man, we started the season out 0-13. We had one of the hardest non-conference schedules in the country. Had the hardest non-conference schedule in the conference, and Mo Williams got the team at 8-3 in the conference right now, and we are halfway through.
That's and you know what is it's a shame, but I understand it. You got to do it for economics. But again, I'm seeing HBCUs compete against that Florida FAMU game. If you didn't pay attention to that game, you would have never seen what's happening coming. It was that game. I was like, oh, it's coming. Never mind the fact that I spoke to the man, and I'm telling you, just sitting and having a conversation with him over a meal, it'll make you want to go ahead and get you something to eat. Sit down, like I can stretch out right now, go to the LA Fitness and get them 10 right now. I ain't gonna walk for a week.
Yeah, let me get my oxygen ready and put some WD-40 on my knees right now. I'll probably give you just off the strength. I'll probably give you about 7 to 8.
So, and a good coach will do that. A good coach motivates you without ever knowing you being motivated. And that's what I like about Coach Crarey. But again, this SWAC men's is for real. It's absolutely for real.
Did you watch the last part of the Bethune Texas Southern game?
I did.
They did the same. Texas Southern did the same thing that they did on Saturday, and it cost them the game.
Yeah.
First and foremost, I'm gonna need them to work on a 3-man broadcast team because that's horrible. Yeah, I'm hating. I'm being disrespectful. So
I just asked a question on Twitter, like, because the disrespect that your home announcers, like, if you watch that women's game, the disrespect that the home announcers was just issuing out like it was okay. I was like, this can't be okay.
it's like that's that bullshit.
Because there is critique, and it's that line, like that disrespect line. Like you read, like if your daughter is listening to the broadcast while you watching your kid, it might be something. But the young lady who they were talking about basically came over after the game and was like, "We know y'all be talking about us, so we going to show you." And so it was all fun and games after. But during that women's game, I was like, it was cringe. It was cringe. Yeah, Pop. It's cringe. I was like,
I had to take the headphones off because they were doing too much damn screaming in the microphone. Like, chill out. But no, man, it just when looking at that game, it's like, what are y'all doing in the last minute and a half? Like, cause you call it. They was calling a timeout damn near almost every maybe 6-7 seconds. Then it seemed like they didn't have no type of set plays, out of bounds set plays, right? For just to get the guys going. And then they have no clock awareness. you gotta look at the clock and you gotta look at the scoreboard. You gotta look at the scoreboard. If you a point guard, first and foremost, you a point guard, your head ain't supposed to be down ever.
No, ever.
You know what? Now that you brought that up, a few of them turnovers against FAMU was the point guard with his head down.
The point guard should not have his head down. The point guard is supposed to be looking everywhere. You're supposed to have your head on a swivel. You're supposed to be looking at the clock. You're supposed to be looking at time of possession. Not time of possession, but you're supposed to be looking at the possession arrow. You're supposed to look at the score. You're supposed to be looking at everything that's in front of you. And then you look at it, you set your plays up, and then you go into your set. Texas Southern didn't do that last night. In fact, they didn't do that on Saturday night when they played FAMU. And you lost the last two games. I mean, you know, they call it the Johnny Jones Invitational for nothing. You know, they don't call it Johnny Jones Invitational for nothing when it comes down to the SWAC tournament. But at the same time, you got to make sure you clean that up, because that happens again especially against a team like a Southern, or let's say Jackson State. You play Jackson State again, and the way that we've been playing, you know, the last couple of games we've been playing high energy, up tempo, upbeat. We gonna catch you slipping.
Well, so I hate to transition to the MEAC men, but somebody got to explain to me with the incredible slide that Howard had. How are they still number 2 in the conference?
That don't even make sense. Don't.
They lost. I know I'm not dreaming. They lost 2 games to two schools back to back. The last one on Martin Luther King Day. They're still 5-2.
Well, because it's D2. Just don't count.
I mean, but they play Bowie. And then Morehouse ain't no slouch either. That's how you see.
But somebody, and you know, everybody wanted to have their little comments about how this and how that. Even Howard fans were like, "Oh, this is what we do every year. We have this little mid-season slide." Y'all still second in the conference.
Damn. Morehouse.
Yeah. Oh no, don't get it twisted. Morehouse is not the top team in their conference.
But they're good though. They play and beat some Division I team over the last couple of years. So they definitely like, all right, it's a D2 school and whatever, but they ain't no slouch. And to be honest, like Howard isn't like a get up and down and they gonna just keep scoring the rock on you. Their games are usually close and defensive. So I feel like Moorhead kind of just sped them up and forced them like, hey, you're gonna have to score with us too. And they did. But I mean, this don't look like a Howard box score to me. Don't.
But here's the thing though, then you get thrashed by Norfolk State after you lose the 2 games to the Division II
ideal.
schools.
It's not ideal.
That's not a good look.
And I'm saying all of this because they still probably have the freshman of the year in the conference on their team.
Yeah.
They lost what? They lost 2 conference games in that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 game slide, right? They lost 2 conference games.
They lost South Carolina State,
and they lost Norfolk State.
Mm-hmm.
The other losses is Bowie, Morehouse, and Hampton. Then they come back, they slap around North Carolina Central, and they slap around Maryland Eastern Shore.
Mm-hmm.
And they got Delaware State next, is on Saturday, and they got Maryland Eastern Shore again on the 17th. These people could walk into the conference tournament. Their last game is against Norfolk State, but they could walk into the conference tournament on a run like they did last year and make the tournament.
Yeah.
And I'm Norfolk fans, if you're watching, I'm not disrespecting your team. I'm just looking at how the schedule is set up and how they performed last year. Norfolk State 6-1 in the conference, 16-8. They are getting votes in the mid-major poll. So I'm not counting them out by any means, but the defending champ always got a shot if they in striking distance. And
then on the women's side.
Can we just go ahead and pistol in Norfolk State women as a 12 seed and quit playing? Anything less than a 12, you playing in our face. I would say we ride, but who you ride to? Who do you ride to? But I just Diamond. We Diamond fans over here. We Diamond fans over here. We definitely Diamond fans. I think it would only be right if we talk about SWAC women's basketball. As I attempt to pull standings up from ESPN. And I want to act like I ain't got no beef with ESPN, but this app trash. Absolutely trash. So right now, Texas Southern is 11-0 in conference. I don't know why that still seems strange to me.
It does sound strange, but she's whooping everybody's ass.
They are on an 11-game win streak. So basically, they hit conference play and just been running. Southern's 9-2, Jackson State 9-2, Alabama A&M is 8-3, Grambling is 6-5, Alcorn is 5-6, FAMU is 5-6. That school in Daytona is 4-7. Alabama State is 3-8. Prairie View is 3-8. Valley is 2-9, and UAPB is 1-10. I'm gonna ask a question, Doc, because you've been around the SWAC longer than me. What is it gonna take for Valley to get some winning programs?
What is it gonna take for Valley to get anything? A new administration?
Right. They're gonna have to. It's a whole culture shift. Whole culture changes what they
got
got
a whole culture, man.
That's on both ends. It's men's and women. It's not just like, oh, the women's team is doing good and then the men are lacking behind, or vice versa. The whole program seemed to not, and this not even just in this sport either, if I'm correct. So
football is you already
god awful too, right? You know what I'm saying? So they just need, like Doc said, they AD, the whole staff, everybody go, all go on. Just start new. But,
and I want to be hopeful because they hired the Seminole T-Buck, but I'm not seeing anything.
But it's always gonna come down to the president. Your president, your chancellor, or your provost is not heavily invested or even slightly invested in sports, then you're gonna have a very big problem.
Yeah,
you're gonna have a very big problem. like Ohio State. I forgot who was the president at the time. It was at the time he didn't care about sports. He was a Rhodes Scholar and all this other stuff like that. He didn't really care about sports. He like shit. If we didn't have sports, I would be fine with that. But he knows that sports is the avenue that brings people in and gives you money, other than research dollars, research grants, and stuff like that. Let's keep it a buck. Then,
what's going on, Band Talk?
Shout out to the Bethune-Cookman Wildcats for the win last night.
I forgot who that was. I forgot who that was.
But you got to have a president. You got to have leadership that cares about the programs and stuff like that. At least with football.
Know what? And you know what? This will be wrong of me not to do this, but in honor of that school in Daytona, this moment is for you.
Yeah. Still,
what the hell is that on the screen? Did that shit say BCU donation fund?
We're going around the whole sweat, Marlo. The whole.
Why in the fuck is it under my picture? What in the hell just happened? My bad, y'all. I
tell you what, Marlo will never hesitate to alienate a whole fan base.
Oh man.
Marlo gonna do a whole thing on Thursday.
Oh my God! When he find out it's one game separating that school in Daytona and FAMU. Oh my God!
You gonna lose.
He was supposed to be on here tonight. He was supposed to be on tonight, and I would normally call him, but as y'all can see, me making phone calls doing podcasts don't normally go well, so I ain't gonna do that. But yeah, Thursday night is gonna be fun. So we earlier this week, I'm gonna address something on Twitter because all the foolishness for me happened on Twitter. On Twitter, I made some comments about a young man transferring from North Carolina A&T, and people took my comments and ran with it. So I want to be clear.
Are we talking about Mr. Glasper?
Yeah. Until Dave pointed out there was an SI article. Nothing that I researched said there was any comment anywhere. So when I said I'm pissed off at the administration, and I'm still pissed off at the administration, because if that young man had nothing to do with sports betting at all, the timing of the suspension with the article coming out about investigations into sports betting and all of that crap, there should have been a statement. You didn't have to say what he did. You ain't have to say none of that. There should have been a statement saying, hey, this ain't got nothing to do with that. I shouldn't be getting into fights about what you perceive I'm saying about a player when I'm the dude that defend players before programs, period. So if you got your panties in a bunch about what I said, I'm sorry, you misinterpreted what I was saying. Again, if somebody from that school outside of Dave that I don't know, from somebody from A&T, alum fans or whatever, that's not Dave, until Dave says something, I don't take it as fact. And Dave and Eb, them the only two. I'm not taking it as fact. Period.
Nah.
Them the only two people I listen to. Everybody else, I don't know y'all. There are people, when it comes to FAMU, if it don't come from certain people at FAMU, I don't know y'all. I can't take that. I don't know y'all. I only go with the people
where
that I
Jamal
know.
was at.
He got off work late, so he said he wouldn't be in. But yeah, me and Jamal, we talked back and forth when this whole interview thing was about to happen, because it was a whole process of how we got here. Remember, FAMU SID went to Kent State. Salute to him. But in the process of trying to get this interview done, y'all know how I do. I pick up the phone, I'm gonna call. You say, hey, do process A, B, and C. I did process A, B, and C, and all I got was return email saying that this person is no longer there, that contact this person. So this interview tonight happened because I went outside of protocols because I ran out of protocol. That's how I work. If I don't know somebody, I go with who I know.
Mm-hmm.
So that whole, dust up about that, it's not a big thing. But if I'm loud about something, I'm also going to be loud about the apology. And it's not necessarily apology. I just want to get it clear. I'm pro athletes first, then institutions. That's how I'm going to always be. I need to. So, and for the Jackson State people in here, doing media day, I told y'all coach that I was going to have him on the podcast, but I needed to get my coach on first. And that had been a process. If you follow me on Twitter, if you follow me on the podcast, you know why it's been a process of me getting stuff done with FAMU people. They don't know me. I'm a PWI guy and I'm Florida State. So for some people, they don't necessarily want to deal with me. I understand that. So I'm going to have Coach Mo on here. Tomorrow I will send my email out to Travis Jerome. Why do I keep around his name?
First names.
Because he knew that. I was like, because I went to go greet him by his last name and he corrected me. I was like, so I walked away confused. So, but I'm gonna get y'all hit y'all SID up so I can get Coach Mo on the phone, and knock on wood, before we get to the SWAC tournament, I'm gonna make sure I try and get every coach in the SWAC between the two podcasts on the podcast so I can get their takes on everything. But I needed to get our coach first so I can have a process. What? No, I did not go to FAM. I actually went to Florida State. A little bit background on me. The guy that's normally on this podcast, Marlo, well, he's on the other podcast. Marlo, he went to FAMU. He drove me.
I think I'll probably hit up Travis.
Okay.
We'll probably hit Travis up. We can try to get him on here.
Does Cedric think I can part the Red Sea?
I don't know. It just I don't know. We gotta
look. There are people that rock with me. There are people that rock with me. There are people that don't rock with me. Trey Day, hilarious, absolutely. If you see us on Twitter, me and Trey be carrying the peace treaty flag, but it's baseball season, softball season, so that treaty finna go real out the window real quick, because it's a group of dudes that don't do nothing but talk trash about softball and baseball. I'm one of them dudes, so I don't know how well I'm gonna be the peace treaty guy when, as soon as we get a win, I'm gonna be talking trash, especially them people in Daytona in them ski masks and them belts. Y'all ain't whoop nothing.
Not the ski mask.
They won nothing. I'm trying to be good. If I'm being a buck, it go both ways. And the problem is that there are some people on both sides that don't know the line between trash talk and personal. I'm not ever gonna get personal with anybody. I'm not. I got this thing. I lead with love. So I'm not gonna ever get personal with you. At some point, I know me. I'm a different kind of petty. I'm petty and toxic. So I have to remove myself from the situation. So
I'm just petty. I'm see where your mama stay. I'm old school.
You know
I'm sorry. I'm old school. Hey, I'm petty. I see where you. I don't even really want to be petty, but I see where your mama stay.
You know what? I am very kind and loving and gentle with HBCUs, even with my trash talk. But that school in Daytona, I'm sorry, but that school in Gainesville, them boot skins, and that school in that neighborhood in Coral Gables, because it's not a city, it's a neighborhood. It's not a real city. It's just a neighborhood. Them Coral Gables people, man, I can't stand them Ibis people. I can't stand them Ibis people. You know what?
Ibis quarterback gonna be top 5.
Right. And he about to be on your team. And then you sitting here acting a fool.
Who what? Like who? Hold on. I'm sorry. Who? What?
Yeah, Cam about to be your quarterback. You need to start.
Oh, he wants Shador as a quarterback.
Can I get Dylan Gabriel, please? Can I get Dylan Gabriel?
You better go ahead and take Shador.
Why? What? I have an issue with quarterbacks that hold on to the ball too long.
Well, shoot.
I do too. Cedric, if you see the podcast, especially early season, if any HBCU get like a win against a PWI or a school that they shouldn't normally beat, I donate to that school. I at this point, I don't even know how much it is now. We got this thing called Johnny Black. Johnny Black has donated, I don't know how much money to HBCUs at this point. There I get, and this was why about the whole North Carolina A&T thing. When you donate to these schools, they send you invites to different things. And North Carolina A&T sent me an invite to homecoming, and I was like,
"Not to G-Ho."
Do you know I didn't know what G-Ho was until this year? Because last year I had donated, and so they sent me the email, and I had never heard about G-Ho. I know about NSU homecoming, Norfolk State homecoming. I know about Jackson Grant. I know about those homecomings and FAMU, of course, but I didn't know about G-Ho because I was like, "What is GHOE? What is that?" And somebody explained it to me. I was like, "Oh, okay, that's neat." It ain't. Let me be clear. It ain't. But I like the name of it. I like the name of it. Just know, for all the PWI people out there, if you did not go to school at a PWI, really, you should have went to HBCU, myself included. But if you did not go to a school and your PWI didn't have an HBCU in the same city, I'm sorry. You missed out. And if you didn't do it in the 90s, you really missed out.
Oh, my God.
You really missed out.
I was in the 90s. Hey, DK, he's in the 90s. Hey.
We messed it up for everybody. Like, we really messed it up for everybody.
Mm-hmm.
Nah, man. Hey, there's, like I said, there's a difference between being petty and being just going back and forth between two schools and like a football program or whatever. There's when you get too serious where, like I said, I'm gonna call your mama to tell her to go ahead and put that black dress on.
Yeah, y'all done seen me tell them Ibis people that I dated their mama in the 90s and your daddy looked just like me. I mean, they grandma in the 90s and your daddy looked just like me. That was my go-to. Like, that was my go-to.
That's petty,
not
there, bro.
Not to be fair, sometimes Trump be writing checks and don't expect them to come back. So I was on Xbox playing Madden, I think, and I told this young man, said I dated your mama in the 90s and you look just like me. And he came back and said, Dad, question mark. I just logged off. You win. You win. I ain't had no comeback for that. So talking trash can get you in the wrong places. But I definitely like if you ever see me, I got love for all HBCUs. That's just please understand that comes from FAMU. That FAMU is always going to be
no
first.
I have no issue with FAMU. I never had an issue with FAMU. Like I said, I had my family went to FAMU. My cousin went to FAMU. So I got a friend that graduated from FAMU. That's she.
Oh, do you
like
know?
I have no issue with FAMU. Now it's just the fact. It's just when it's certain folks on Twitter that get to the point where they get super disrespectful, and then it's like you can do all that talking behind a screen, but you ain't gonna do shit in real life.
Yeah, I'm 52. My rah-rah ain't that rah-rah. I got like 3 fights left in me, and one of them is for when Ash turned 13. So I got like 2 left in me. That's it. I'm finna call the people. All I want to do is go to the games, be merry, get my 18 ounces of gin and juice, and hang out. That's it. That's it. But again, like
you do wonders
man,
in Jackson.
Do you understand the Hurricanes is the only reason why I didn't go to that Jackson game? Them Hurricanes messed up everything.
Oh yeah, because they were back to back.
I was gonna be in Jackson. I was gonna have mullet and them deep people t-shirts, and I was gonna have me a good old time. Good old time. Y'all come to Tallahassee. Y'all come to Tallahassee. Listen, for all unmarried people that are of a certain age, there's a place called Top Flight. This is where you want to be. Like, there's gonna be stuff at the moon, but the moon expensive for no reason. Top Flight is where you want to be. Yes, you did, Leonard. You did.
Said Top Flight. That's an old folks club right there. That's the old.
See, it ain't. Hold on. I was listen. Everybody go to that club. Everybody go to that club. It ain't. Again, we messed it up in the 90s. It ain't gonna be the same. So when people like, oh, Flight, and I go to Flight, it's gonna be like, oh man, it ain't the same. But again, I done took a trip down memory lane a little too long. Probably gonna get busted upside the head, but that's beside the point. I know we're a basketball podcast, but something happened on Sunday.
Get into that. What is that?
Drake.
What, bro? What?
Drake
happened Sunday? Okay. You gonna have to explain it. Oh.
It is over. It is over.
No, so you enjoyed the halftime show.
Oh yeah. I like symbolism. I like allegory.
I love the symbolism. I love the storytelling. I love digging your op career up and then burying it again for the world to see. To have an entire stadium of white people screaming, "They not like us." Drake, it's over. Quit.
No, to have a whole stadium say to scream out, and you probably a minor was ignorant, and then to have your ops exes on the show.
Doc, all them think pieces about, oh well, Serena was only doing this because, and then Serena put out a little post about where they reached out to me because of my little dance at the Olympics. I am a 52-year-old black man that has been in several relationships. Who are you talking to? We know exactly what that was. We know exactly what that was. Come on, man. Nobody. And all of this started because you wanted some beats from a producer in Atlanta after his mama died. You could have been good people. Everybody think, oh, this. Everybody didn't turn on Drake until that moment. To that moment. I don't even feel bad. Y'all know how I feel about Canadian rappers. It's only one. It's only one.
Now, if he would have played, if he would have did Money Trees, I'd have been even better. If he would have played Money Trees, I would have been even better. Yes, but like I said, the symbolism, we playing the game. We playing their game. To have Uncle Sam, to have Samuel L. Jackson out there as Uncle Sam. And yes, it did. I didn't see the reference, but it was a reference to Stephen from Django. But he wasn't being in that character right there. It was just saying that America depicts Uncle Sam to be this old white man telling you what will you do for your country. and where to others we be like, fuck you, Uncle Sam. We don't care about you. We don't care about you. We're not trying to go into the army for you.
Hold on. Is Blue still here? Is Blue still here?
Blue gone.
The symbolism was that Joe Montana is still to go. That was the symbolism. That was the symbolism.
How?
That was the symbolism. Because again, if you went to HBCU Nightly on their podcast, they said it. Y'all not gonna keep trying to make it seem like I'm the lone man out on the vine, screaming this like a crazy man trying to joust the windmill. That ain't it. It's a lot of us who know, but we'll put that to the side. We'll put that to the side to Thursday.
I mean, but that I don't consider Pat Mahomes the GOAT because that's his second Super Bowl he just lost.
Tom Brady. Did he die? I'm confused.
But he talking about, but DK, he talking about the fact that Joe Montana has went undefeated in 4 Super Bowls, and they don't give him the amount of respect.
Yeah, he went more than Tom.
Listen,
but he went undefeated.
He undefeated.
That was great, but you went to less. Listen, you ain't get more.
I'm not gonna do that tonight. There's going to be a time and place to do that, but I ain't gonna do that tonight. I'm gonna get into
Thursday.
Can we stop the bullshit? Can we stop the bullshit about Jalen Hurts, please? Can we start?
Oh yeah, he balled. He balled.
Stop ranking him. Stop ranking him below Joe Burrow. Stop ranking him below Josh. Stop.
I can't go. No, I can't.
Oh my!
He on the same level, if not below them, because this is a team stat. He won a game. That's a team stat. They all get a part of that credit. It's a team win.
So,
but the quarterback always. But the quarterback always going to get the quarterback is always going to get the last. He's going to get the majority of it because you win.
You know what?
The quarterback.
I agree. He played a very good game. I'm not taking that away from him, but to rank him over dudes that they are the team.
If I took
is his team.
If I took,
come on, man.
If I took Tom Brady first Super Bowl win, and I take Jalen Hurts first Super Bowl win, they look different. One was making plays. Period.
Did he just
change his? Did he just change his thing? Hold on.
Like a, I don't know what, and he squat like 500 pounds. Of course, he not Tom Brady. Of course he could be.
The man threw a dot.
The pass he should have thrown. He was open. He burnt him. He cooked him. Any receiver would tell me, throw that ball to me. I got you.
Yeah, he did cook.
This is what I'm talking about.
You're supposed to throw that thing. It was a good ball. He did what he was supposed to do. But you throw that.
I can't get this. I'm just gonna say,
And let's just say, Lamar Jackson got robbed again. Got robbed this year of the MVP.
There you go.
Let's just say that he got. Let's say that Lamar Jackson got robbed of another MVP.
It was a pity award. I feel like voter fatigue. Like, there you go. You go, Troy.
All right, listen. Here's how the whole MVP thing with Lamar Jackson is. At some point, they got tired of Jordan winning MVPs too. They just got tired. I ain't gonna shit on nobody's career achievement, but if you look at Jordan's career and then who won the MVP when he didn't win it, they got tired. Now I'm gonna say it like that. But can we address Ed changing his name to DEI MVP Josh Allen? Can we gonna address that? I just happened to notice it. I literally happened to notice it. I was like,
Ed told
okay,
me,
well,
Ed told me like Lamar was robbed. Lamar was robbed.
I'm crying.
Listen. It is what it is. Again, we're gonna be looking at Patrick Mahomes probably in another Super Bowl next year until Josh get his act together, Lamar get his act together, and we can just go ahead and that Joe Burrow thing is over. It's over. Like, it was cute while it lasted, but it's over.
Said Joey Shiesty ain't no he not the one.
Let me tell you something. I said it here first. If you give me 3 first-round draft pick wide receivers, a defense, and a running game, I'll go win you a national championship too. Oh, wait. Florida State already did that. With probably... Yeah, I'm on... Speaking of Jameis Winston, my man had a time.
That man is the GOAT for this week.
He had a time. Man, I want to live happy and free like that when I get older. And Jameis Winston younger than me. What I will not be doing though, stand on business. I will not be dancing jigs down Bourbon Street. We're not doing that. We're not doing that. I got some standards and gout. So
did you just say you got gout?
Right on.
Yep, I got gout for real. Like, y'all joking. I got gout for real. Yup. Listen.
Oh my goodness.
That 2023 Celebration Bowl, Ash was mad with me because I messed up the outfit. Because I got on one slide and one sneaker. Trying to get up the hill to get to our seats. And I was taking too long. He was upset with me. So, and I had to make sure I got right this week because Friday is why the State Fair have the free Kids Day on Valentine's Day?
They know what they was doing. Come take the kids too. Y'all, everybody celebrate together.
Man. So I had to make sure I got right on that. But
boy, I'm gonna tell you like this. Friday, all the restaurants gonna be packed like a motherfucker. Papa Do's gonna be packed like a mug down here in Dallas.
Can I be messy? Can I be messy?
Oh Lord.
Friday is gonna be amazing. But it's gonna be some people who not gonna be able to be with the person they want to be with until Saturday.
Side chick day.
Side dude, side chick day. I'm just I see it all the time. I see it all the time. Speaking of side chick, you know what? Can we talk about Montoya?
Hey yo, why?
Can we talk about Montoya?
You need Nick for that on here, man.
Man, we gonna. You know what? I'm gonna reach out to Nick right now, see if I can get him on for Thursday. Listen, Montoya got his revenge.
I seen it.
Montoya got his. How you? This me being mess. I don't care. How you gonna be Energizer Bunny one day, and now you don't want to look at the screen? You got your homegirl looking at the screen. I just shout out to Montoya. I understand, dog.
You pushing that wig back.
Apparently, DK don't know what we're talking about.
Mm-mm. Oh,
the Spanish version of Temptation Island.
I mean, he did it too. Is from what the comment section be saying. He did it.
He
too,
got
so
a lap dance first.
You gonna have to hold that, man. Nah. They say he went the whole 9. So I mean, he gonna have to hold that. Montoya, you gonna have to hold this. He got twice, man. Not once, but twice.
Whew, man,
he be all right.
It's just
the ratings went up though.
I'm sure they did.
So they keep one. Yeah.
Well,
go ahead. Do Montoya again. Do him wrong again.
I thought Montoya was gonna go out like a sucker. He did not.
Man,
he did not.
Like
All right. Listen, great. It was a great podcast. I'm not even gonna lie. This week, for a lot of people who don't know, if you see the logo, it says established 2014. That was the year the actual website came about, because the original website for Fat Mouth Sports was just a way for me to take all the sports articles, put them in one place so I can read it at work. And then I had a coworker say, hey, send me that link. I want to read it too. And I was scraping. I'm going to go ahead and say I was scraping ESPN's content. And they did send me a letter telling me to cease and desist. I ain't care. But that's how the website got started. So in 2014, the website started. So last year was the anniversary of the website. This week is the anniversary of our first podcast on Fat Mouth Sports. So this is actually our 10th anniversary of podcasting and content creation. And we went through every form of streaming platform to try and get our message out there, our brand of podcasts out. And we hit some bumps in the road. Apparently, you can actually bully a 6'3", 295-pound defensive tackle who make $79 million a year at the time, or $97 million at the time. You can actually bully him, and we lost our channel. And so we worked to get it back, and here we are. And I'm very thankful for everybody that has been with us along the journey, or just stopped by to check in and see what we was doing. I'm incredibly thankful. The 130 that is in the building, thank y'all for coming out. Thank you for Coach Crarey for coming out. Miss Jelks, ESPN events. I want somebody posted Black History and had her in it. Let me tell you about this lady here.
She be on one.
Miss Jelks is the reason why y'all see us at events. She was the one that gave us a shot. She was the one that allowed us to participate in SWAT MEAC Challenge, that allowed us to participate in the Celebration Bowl. She started all this, hey, I need to go to this event. I was never on that. We was talking about sports, telling jokes, having fun. That's what we was on. But we needed to reach people where they were. So Miss Jokes, and she be on your behind. But I got nothing but love for that lady. Told me what I needed to do to have these other platforms allow me in. Will forever respect and love her. Shout out to Miss Jokes, ESPN events. But again, I want to thank everybody for coming out this week. DK, what you got for us this week, man?
Man, I guess my biggest thing after like talking to Coach Crarey and like I don't know, just this whole season, support the HBCU, support the non-Power 5 schools just as much as you do the teams that you know, the Dukes, the Florida States. Support them just as much because it means a ton. It means a lot. It means a lot to the players that are there. It means a lot to the coaches, everybody. So that's kind of, and I got a lot of that vibe from him too as we were talking to him and the questions that we were asking. It's just getting the support. They know what they can do, but it's just getting the support from our end is very much needed. So I'm on board with it, man. And I appreciate you, Troy, for kind of shedding a lot of that light too. And we come on here to speak basketball, and you know that me being a betting guy, I like to watch a lot of the NBA and things like that. But you've kind of shed a lot of light on the MEAC and the SWAC and the HBCUs and just a lot of the teams that just don't typically get that love. So I appreciate it, and I hope everybody else that's watching go ahead and does the same. Educate yourself a little.
All right, Doc, what you got for us this week?
I guess I'll probably get to do a show tomorrow. Talk about a non-HBCU who shut down its football program. And now the HBCU is looking for a homecoming opponent.
Oh, God.
And after that, of course, we're gonna talk about SWAC, basketball and everything, and we're gonna try to get into more of Black History Month still, and the significance and everything, and also the last thing, this weekend is, like I said, my daughter Peyton. Her birthday is on the 17th. We are having a party for her on the 15th here in Dallas. She is turning 10, so yeah, I proud parent as always. Me and my oldest daughter, we're gonna ride down and show her love and make sure she have a great birthday party this weekend. So we trying to get a lot of stuff, some stuff bought. I already bought a couple of things for her, trying to get some more stuff for her because that's my princess, that's my baby girl. And yes, I did name her after Peyton Manning, not from the NFL, but University of Tennessee great. And it's unisex, so can't go wrong with it. But other than that, man, and then Valentine's Day coming up on Friday, so everybody gonna be booed up. I ain't got no boo, so I'm just gonna be sitting at. I take that back. I probably will be booed up. I don't know. You never know. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. I probably just gonna be like, okay, let's go somewhere, and trying to join the crowd. But other than that, man, nah. Make sure if you're gonna do something on Valentine's Day, make sure that you don't make no mistake.
Yep.
Don't make no mistake coming in December and January. Because that's gonna be 18 years of pay me my money for the spouse.
Hey,
if you ain't
with my parents and they Valentine's Day 28 years ago. All I got is like,
See, I let that cut pass for me because I sure was gonna say Montoya's lady is probably available, but that wouldn't be good Christian of me. So I'm gonna let that cut pass.
I mean, I can't help.
but
I don't want that because she would get knocked between the washer and dryer the night before.
Oh, all right. So, listen, for everybody at the Madness Basketball Podcast, remember, lead with love first and always. Thank y'all for coming out. We are out.